Hello, and welcome to Shamrock Talk, the internet's number one mother-son Celtics podcast. I'm your host, Jake Olin, here once again with my mother, Karen Olin.
Hello.
We're recording this the night of April 29th, 2025, immediately after the Celtics punched their ticket to round two, defeat the Magic in game five, 89 to 120. Um, and they're through. On to the next one.
Thank goodness.
Wasn't pretty, but they made it through, and they made us suffer through a tough first half. No three pointers. What'd you think? Initial reaction to the game five
Um,
victory.
as I said before, I think Orlando plays incredible defense. Um, they really shut off the three for us. I mean, I think that's part of the reason. We had so few open threes,
Hmm.
so few, in the first half anyway. Um, and then Carroll got into foul trouble. We
Yeah,
started moving, yeah. And I think that obviously messed their rhythm up of any sort. And thank God they can't shoot or they weren't shooting well because
I know.
at least we stayed close with them and we were not playing well
Hmm.
at all. Um, but I think they play incredible defense. I think if they get a couple pieces, they're going to be a very good team.
Yeah.
And it's not just Bankero in front. I mean, I think as a team, they play very well.
Hmm.
They covered us incredibly well. We're not used to having to move. It's really what it boils down to.
Yeah.
How about you?
I mean, no, the game just shifted as soon as Paolo got his fifth foul. It was over. I mean, you just
Yeah.
felt it.
Well,
We were
he felt
starting
it,
to
right?
what?
The
Yeah,
minute he sat down, he
he knew
knew.
he was gonna.
Yeah.
And it was what it was. I mean, they couldn't.
Mhm.
They had not absolutely nothing offensively. I mean, Franz made a couple of plays. He's money with those floaters as he kind of drives in the lane.
Yeah.
He had a couple of those, but other than that, I mean, they just like as Paolo came out and they just looked completely lost offensively, and it wasn't great beforehand,
Yeah.
but as
Yeah.
soon as you could just see it
Well,
in
I
the
think more
way
defensively,
every
we were open.
well that
I mean,
too, but I mean,
suddenly. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they're just utter lack of any confidence offensively just feeds right into that because
Yeah.
more transition. Um, I thought Jalen Brown was really good, especially in that third quarter, kind of carrying us through some stretches before the threes started to fall.
Yeah.
And I think he's a guy that all around the playoffs, it seems that they're just letting it be more physical now. I mean, it's
Yes.
just the
Yeah.
scores are down. They'll let them play a little bit more, and I think that's fine. And you can debate whether that's good or not. But a player like Jalen Brown is someone who really benefits from that because he's such a physical source and kind of games like this where it's really, knuckle dragging the whole way. He can kind of just a couple, does it look like, is he fouling or they fouling? He's charging at people. And you're gonna get some of those calls in games where it's hard to score. You need those buckets where you're just kind of muscling your way through. And even Tatum's a guy that helps.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He just has to be prepared, right? Because they're going to watch film. Our future teams that we play are going to watch the film of this game. How did they hold us? How did they play us so close for as long as they did? And they're going to pick up right where
Yep.
the Magic left off. So he needs to know, just like every other playoff, he is going to be played tight. He is going to be double teamed. He's going to have a rough time.
Yeah.
And mentally against a better team, he can't lose it. He
Hmm.
can't be frustrated. He can't jog back on defense. He's gonna have to,
There were a couple
you
of
know,
those today.
yeah, just,
But I thought he was great otherwise, actually.
yes. Yep.
Even
Yeah.
just passing out of the double team,
Yeah.
efficient.
The only complaint I really had was defense in general. And I wrote a little note. When it started to turn around is when he put Pritchard back in, and Pritchard didn't. He held his ground against Franz.
Yep.
He did not move. He held his ground, and he was probably one of the first people that played that way.
Hmm.
Hopefully, having the rest of our team watch that, holding your ground and stop moving. And I'm not talking when they're on a fast break and you're coming at the hoop. Just playing one on one and playing a little tougher than we did. And I didn't think we were very tough in the paint at times. I thought there were a lot of open shots for this team, throughout the last few games. More shots than there should have been, making it closer than it should have been.
Mhm.
But anyway, yeah, I thought PP came in and it sort of seemed to turn the tide because I thought, Wagner was getting almost anything he wanted in the paint for a little while there, whether
Yeah,
he
sure. I
made them
mean,
or not.
there were stretches. I don't know. It was like on and off. Or
Yeah.
a stretch kind of, when the game was starting to get out of hand, and then one earlier when it was close, where we could not stop him.
No,
He was
he had
definitely their
anything
best
he
player
wanted.
tonight. He was
And
good.
PP came in for the second time and he took him twice actually
Yeah.
and just kind of stopped him a little earlier, didn't let him, that physical body in front of you. And I mean,
Yeah.
the size differential there, right? Kind of
And
shows you.
Franz also just got tired and started hucking up some
Yeah.
threes as they got
Yes.
desperate and
Yes.
came down, and
Yeah. Well,
those
he
were
had to
not
pick up
going those were
the
not going in for
yeah,
uh
trying to pick up the slack for Ben
anybody.
Carroll
Yeah.
sitting, so he was exhausted.
Um
Um,
yeah, the
and then
Magic I mean the Magic didn't shoot over 30% in one game this series. I mean,
yeah,
it's actually kind of a miracle they
well,
even won
did
one game. It's
did
unbelievable.
we? I mean, this
Um
one, not this one, but we
well,
were
we
pretty
ended at
close.
54% today, which is
Yeah, yeah,
miraculous because
yeah.
we didn't even hit one in the first half. Um
Well, I think it really started. The offense really started when Sam Hauser hit his first three,
mhm.
and we had hit a three before that, but
Well, yeah, we
but
were moving
Sam
at that point. Yeah.
Sam Hauser was we really moved the ball well, and I think it came out of a timeout. That's what Scal said. There were two plays that were drawn up. One was we moved the ball. Sam Hauser hit a three, and then we moved the ball again, and Cornette passed it to Al, and Al hit a
That was an
three.
excellent play.
And
Yeah.
it just the ball was moving a lot better, which does what? Opens up
Mm-hmm.
Tatum, right?
Yeah.
Because now they have to cover everybody instead of that isolation dribble at the top of the key where they can, double team or, plan a little bit better. And I think that again, that's one mistake we made. Too much dribbling. We got in trouble. D White had a point where he got in trouble with them because there was too much dribbling. Peyton
Mm-hmm.
Pritchard got in trouble in this game and in a previous game, too much dribble. With a team like this, you just got to pass more, you know. But anyway, good second half. Can't complain. Very
Nope.
excited.
Exactly. I mean, as much as we can harp on, it wasn't pretty,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
things did look disjointed at times. The silver lining is we're out of this in five. Um, and we're playing two teams that probably aren't as going to be as physical and imposing defensively in the next round. And I think that'll be an advantage for us coming out of this series. And I think,
Yes.
this was a good first
I
round
agree.
test. And everyone's, I guess not everyone. I was gonna say everyone came out healthy, but it seems like no one got hurt in this series. It seemed to all be, I guess, Tatum's wrist, but everything seems to be pre-existing injuries that we're hobbling through. So, we
Yes.
made it through relatively unscathed. Drew, do we know what's going on? I mean,
I think they're
you,
just being smart
you
with him.
think
I
they're
mean,
just gonna
obviously, I think
rest
he
it?
was a big
Yeah,
loss defensively for us. I
agreed.
do.
I
I
thought
think
in
he
all the
clogs the
games,
lane,
yeah.
and he really does help us a lot
Well,
defensively because we
he's
missed
a
him.
guy. He's the best guy that we have that you can just tell him, "Hey, take X out of the game," and he's
Yeah.
just gone. And it's like he'll just
Yeah.
lock him up, and he's not going to be able to do anything for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
As Drew
Yeah.
just kind of
Yeah.
suffocates
So
him. And
my hope is that we're just resting him. He does have a slight injury, and we just don't want him banged up. That's my hope.
yeah,
But I don't know.
but as the games
Um,
go on, you keep going like, how much rest
yeah,
does he need?
yeah. And
One
I'm thinking
game, okay,
probably
rest.
if
We're
we
up 2-0.
needed him
Oh, what?
and we didn't feel comfortable
Yeah,
and we needed him, he probably would suit up and play,
well,
right? Maybe through
yeah,
the injury, I'm thinking.
yeah.
Um,
I don't know.
so
I
I
have no
hope,
idea.
yeah. I mean, nothing serious has been. It's they said a nagging sort of hamstring, I think,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Uh-huh. I have no
Um,
idea with injuries anymore. I have no like with the Celtics specifically. I thought
yeah.
JB's injury was going to be a problem. He was missing time, and he looks,
Yeah.
uh, good at least. I mean, doesn't look
Much like I
unhealthy.
used to say about Marcus Smart, I oftentimes wonder what they shoot them up with now, or like what they what they're taking magically that's
Yeah,
making the
yeah.
pain go
But then
away
someone like
suddenly.
Drew is out 3 games. You don't really know what the deal is, and I
Yeah,
don't know. That wasn't on my radar at all.
yeah. Yeah, no, I hope he's fine. I hope he for the next round because we need him defensively. We need him. I agree with you. I think the teams we're going to face in the next couple rounds, the defense is not going to be as good
No.
as this. It will be physical because I think almost every match, every game I have watched has been. I mean, it's playoff physical.
Yeah,
That's
but again, if we're gonna let's let's for a second just kind of assume it's the Knicks because I think
yeah,
it's still probably gonna be the Knicks. Um, they
their
just aren't as
defense is good.
big. They
No,
don't have the
yeah,
the size
yeah,
that even this team does.
yeah. Yeah.
And it seems
This
like a
reminded me a lot of Heat defense, right? They're
yeah.
just smart. Yeah, I don't know. They were very good. And
I
you can complain all you want, but I have to say they were kind of sneaky physical, right? Similar
yeah.
to what the Heat
Mhm.
do. At times it was, but they didn't get a lot of calls on it. I don't know. I thought their defense was very, very good.
But I guess the best way I would describe it is I think a physical game against the Magic benefits the Magic versus the Celtics. But a physical game, Knicks versus the Celtics, I think a physical game favors the Celtics.
Yeah.
Um, because I just
Yeah,
think
I
we
agree.
have more players that fight through that.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
well, I guess
And
we'll
Tatum
see. I
has to
guess
be ready.
hopefully we don't. Hopefully it's Detroit and we don't have to worry.
Yeah. Tatum has to be ready because they're going to double team him.
Yep, they're gonna bring all. Well, that yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't fear the Knicks that much or
Oh
Detroit,
no, I
honestly.
don't. Yeah. Well, it could be Pistons.
Well,
Who
yeah,
knows?
exactly. Knock on table here.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know who I'd prefer because right we have the Knicks number.
yeah,
Like we seem to be in control with the Knicks and
yeah, but
hopefully
then
with the
yeah,
Pistons, but it still makes me nervous. Those those teams that aren't settled. Um, but yeah, hey, good win. I'm happy. I'm happy not to be a nail biter for the second half. Every time they
agreed.
flashed over to Ben Caro, I felt so bad.
Oh yeah, you could tell he was heated
His
too. He was
face, he
like,
knew,
"Oh, I
right?
can't
As
even
soon as he
play, and we're
got the
gonna go
fifth.
out like this." Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it was
yeah.
done.
And I think the coach kept him out too long. Like they're not good shooters
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
So when you
exactly.
get to
Agreed.
20,
You
how do
might
you
as
come
well.
back?
Yeah,
Yeah. He didn't get a foul in the whole fourth quarter. Like,
yeah. That is a little.
yeah,
You're right.
I don't know. I don't know. But
Mismanagement.
yeah, 20 points. How did the Magic come back from that? They could barely shoot, you know. Not that
So we're
Scal's like, they are the worst shooters ever. And I'm thinking, we are 2 points ahead of them at this point, Scal, because we are not shooting very
yeah.
well. It's so
We haven't
funny.
hit a
They
three
are
yet.
exactly. I was like, okay, Scal, we're only 2 points ahead at this point. We have been the worst shooters.
Yes, Cal.
So funny. Um,
Well, well, that's the last spot we're waiting for in the East. All the others, we got three of the final four now:
yeah.
Pacers and Cavs, Celtics, or Celtics versus that last spot, Knicks or Pistons.
And I'm glad we're
Kind
not
of what you
facing the
expected.
Pacers.
What?
I'm glad we're not facing the Pacers.
Yeah, I know.
Not
I
that we,
kind of think the
not that
Knicks
we
are the
couldn't have
ideal
handled
matchup,
it.
but
Yeah, me too. Not that we couldn't have, I just think it would have been a little tougher. I think they have a lot of good bench players. They're
yeah,
a tough team.
they could
A
steal
little
a game or two
crafty.
from the Cavs.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Um yeah, I mean Miles Turner, he played very well in this series. Pascal, I mean they have a lot of pieces. So that's gonna be a fun series to watch. Um yeah, that's all I
yeah,
have.
we
I'm so
got we
excited.
got
Woo!
Nuggets
Round one.
and
Done.
Clips as we speak. It's
Yeah.
halftime. Nuggets up 8. What a turnaround. I mean, what a series.
Yeah.
We'll see.
They had to get a little tougher. They were going to be out of it.
Yeah. And then the poor Rockets getting the full playoff Warriors experience. Draymond
Yeah,
somehow has
yeah,
a flagrant and a technical, but because it's a one, it's because they're different.
yeah. I think it
Um,
unplugged. I
I
think it
get a
unplugged.
little Mike.
Yeah. Yeah, he should have been out. Like, What?
You get a flagrant and a technical, but they
And
don't. They're
not
separate
only did he,
categories.
I mean, it was like three in one incident. It was
Uh,
like three things he did. Like, yeah,
it's like the
come on, come
full
on.
the
Yeah,
Rockets, the inexperienced playoff Rockets. That's their
yeah,
welcome to the playoff moment.
I
Is
know,
just get
I
all
know. Yeah,
the
yeah,
Warriors pulling out all the stops. They got an incredible Steph Curry game. They got a Draymond treating people like bowling pins game. It's
yeah, yeah.
uh
Welcome, welcome to the
yep.
game.
Now they got the whole
And
Jimmy Butler
Jalen Green,
wrinkle. It's like a
I know, and
full
Jalen Green
circus.
for that has just not played well.
I mean, he's so kind of streaky and
Yeah, he's just
he
not.
reminds me almost like a young Jalen Brown, actually. Just
Yeah,
kind of out of
yeah,
control at times and doesn't, yeah, I don't know.
yeah. Again, I'm just surprised that they were the number two. I don't know. Just very interesting. Watching them anyway. But you're right. I don't know. Warriors culture, Heat culture. There's some tricky pieces to that.
Yep.
Regardless of who's playing on their team, they're just smart.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Draymond's defense is very good for his size. He does a
Yeah.
very. I mean,
No, I mean,
he's really good.
there's something there for sure.
Hate to say it, I do not want to ever face them. So somebody's
No,
got to
I'm
blow
good.
the doors off the
I
that
don't know.
team.
I don't think they'll get there. And I don't actually
Yeah,
think we would fare too poorly against them, but
I know, but I just don't even
yeah,
want
just the stakes, the
to.
stakes.
I'm like, not again. But we have other teams we have to get through. We got to get through, yeah, two
Yes,
more
we got a
rounds.
couple of other
Because
teams
again, I don't feel this was as easy as it should have been.
now.
I feel this was a little bit of a struggle. So before
Agreed.
we before we plan on the West, let's get to the
Exactly.
East. One game at a
Well,
time.
we'll be here for it. We'll see you guys in the second round, I guess.
Yeah.
We don't have a schedule yet, I don't think. Well, we actually obviously don't because
No.
the other series is not wrapped.
They play
Um,
Thursday. So
they play
I would
Thursday.
so
So
would they play
if they win, maybe Sunday.
Sunday? That's what I thought. I thought it would at least be
Yeah.
2 days in between. I don't think they'd only give one, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Um,
Yeah. So we'll know Thursday. Well,
well, no, maybe Thursday.
yeah, yeah. Depends on.
Yep. I mean, that game's in Detroit too, so
Yeah, yeah.
who knows?
It'll be interesting.
And yeah, well, that's been your first round Shamrock Talks. But we're gonna keep going as long as the Celtics are. So you can find us as always, all platforms worldwide at Shamrock Talk Pod on Twitter, at Shamrock Talk on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple, all the places. For all your recaps, the rest of the playoffs for the Celtics and the NBA. It's been a fun first round. I
Yeah,
mean, one of the best in memory.
yeah,
Um, Great series, a lot of close games, a lot of rivalries, physicality, emotions are high, and I think we're gonna keep riding this the rest of the way. So
yeah.
excited to see where it goes.
That's right.
Um, and that's all I got. Got anything else before we close?
No, good win. Let's keep going.
Good win, and on to the next one.
Rest up. Shoot. Drew up with some of that magic juice that everyone around the league is getting.
The
Something,
LeBron secret
cortisone, I don't
serum,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Jalen Brown
Yeah,
had a major ankle. Did you hear?
Al's all reinvigorated.
Yeah, had an ankle injury, left for the locker room, and came back like a new man. So whatever they're doing, give some to Drew. We want Drew back.
Yes.
So, all right.
All right, go Celtics.
Go Celtics.